Yes, lads, it's been a little while since we've spoken. Obviously, a lot has happened. Look, I didn't expect it. You didn't expect it. No one expected it. But I love my club and I love my team and I love that they went and won their 20th league title. Now, on the line of predicting today, we're going to be doing exactly the same thing we did last year, predicting the 25-26 season table. Now, there are some new contestants. We have Leeds, Sunderland, and Burnley. And obviously, we said goodbye to Leicester, Southampton, and Luton. No, Ipswich. We're just going to be using a tier list, nothing fancy, just like the rest of them. And I think that you will find some of my picks a little bit interesting. This video is going to be a bit of a long one, so if you just want to skip to where you find your team, go nuts. I won't blame you. With that being said, let's get into the video. Alrighty, here we are in the tier maker, not blocking the champions like last time. But like last time, we're going to start with Liverpool. Now, I put them third last time, and they won the title. Now, I don't want to be overconfident and just immediately go, oh, Liverpool friggin' champions. Wow, Liverpool champions. We're going to do 21 and Manchester United sucks. Right? But low key, Liverpool champions. Look, if we could do it not spending any money, we've got some signings in the bag, bro. As of recording this video, we have Frimpong, Verts, Milos Kerkez, and we just signed Ekatike, with Isak potentially on the way. We are eating good as Liverpool fans, bro. We are eating so good. We are winning that title, bro. Nah, screw the overconfidence. We're winning that, bro. We are winning that. You have nothing. You are nothing compared to Liverpool, bro. 21st title incoming. I said it here first. Alright. With that being said, we're just gonna now go from the bottom to the top. So relegated, 20th to 18th. In 20th place, look, Wolves. I get a feeling it is Wolves' time to say goodbye to the Premier League. And I'm putting them below the likes of the newly promoted teams, which is a surprise. I always do this. I always give them a little too much hope, but I do think that they will survive. Another team that I think will get relegated in the 19th spot is Sunderland. Unfortunately, we live in the era where teams that come up from the championship go straight back down. But I do think this year will be a little different. I think we will only see one team go down from the championship back down to the championship. And finally, I think Everton are going down, or at least I freaking hope they will, because oh my goodness, go the flip away, man. Go away. Tarkovsky deserves to be in the championship. Him specifically. God damn. That being said, avoid relegation. I will be putting Burnley. With Kyle Walker in defence, he is a little old, I won't lie to you, but I think he's still got the chops to make a team like Burnley just avoid relegation. You know, enough of a side where I think they'll do just enough. Because obviously defense prevents you from losing. If, as Jose Mourinho says, if you don't concede any goals, you don't lose any games. And I think Kyle Walker will be a player of the season for Burnley, 100%. Lower mid-table, 16th to 13th. Now, this area of the Premier League table surprised us last season, with the likes of not only Manchester United, but Tottenham Hotspur as well, being among the, not relegated teams, but among the teams that were in danger of relegation. I'm pretty sure like one of them finished 17th, just outside relegation, which is crazy for a top six club. That being said, I think it'll be Manchester United, and that's coming not from a place of bias. That is coming from a place of I have not seen anything that tells me definitively they will improve at all from last season. They've already signed Mbeumo from Brentford and Cunha from the Wolves, and I just don't think it'll be enough because their team just, we've seen it time and time again, these good, really, really good talents just capitulate when it comes to Manchester United. You know, Antony, bro. Antony. Oh my days, the story of Antony. The talent at Ajax, the flop at Manchester United, and then back to and then going to Betis, smashing out what, like 8-9 goals in that short amount of time, and however many assists. That's like a good season. And he did that in how long? Like, he is one of the examples of Manchester United players that were bad at Manchester United, but everywhere else they thrive. So I think Manchester United not only will ruin Mbeumo and Cunha, but I think they will finish. I'm pretty sure they finished 16th last year as well. So I think there will be no improvement. As for my 15th spot, weirdly, I might put West Ham. There in the 15. Solely just because, again, they're kind of just bad. There's been very little like quality in the Premier League. They're just kind of one of those teams that kind of somehow does enough to stay up, but doesn't do enough to impress anyone. So I think, yeah, West Ham finished 15th. I think that's reasonable. As for 14th, this is where I'm gonna chuck Spurs. Actually, no, I'm not gonna chuck Spurs there. We're gonna chuck Nottingham Forest there, because like I said, they will capitulate with the loss of some very important signings. I think Morgan Gibbs White left and someone else left as well. And yeah, I think it's that those two are very important players to that side. They do still have some incredible talents there and some very crucial players in that side still. But yeah, I don't think it'll be enough. In the 14, I'm gonna put Leeds. Actually, is that 14 or 13? In the 13, I'm gonna put Leeds. They will stay up as well. This may be brash overconfidence, or this may be, Leeds. Leeds are Leeds. Look, I have a lot of respect for Leeds. Obviously the Harry Kewell ties, but yeah, I think they'll do well enough. I think they're on the same kind of quality as West Ham. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of their football, but from all accounts, they are one of the better championship sides. It's just a matter of, putting together what they need to put together. And I think I've seen them made a couple signings that I think will be really, really useful for them. In the 12 spot, yeah, chat. We're gonna put Tottenham. We're gonna put Tottenham in the 12. I think there'll be an improvement. I think if they manage to get Gibbs White over the line as well, they're just a fairly quality. Like, they have all of the quality there, they just don't use it. And I've seen bits and pieces from their training in off season, and obviously coming off of that trophy win, the Europa League. I'm just saying, Liverpool stopped them winning a trophy, but Manchester United couldn't. My bad. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
You can figure it out by yourself. But yeah, Tottenham, I think in the 12th. They're not they're not title contenders at all whatsoever. But I do think certainly they will they'll chill around mid-table. In the 11, we're going to put Crystal Palace. I've seen a lot of growth from Crystal Palace. And I think this year might be the year that they start to actually improve. Obviously, we saw they beat Manchester City, which is huge for a club like them, winning their first ever trophy in their history, I think. Which is just insane, right? Like, you expect the Big Six to just, like, clean up all of the trophies and be done with it, right? But Crystal Palace, I think, are starting to put something together where they're starting to, like, analyze the big clubs and they're starting to figure them out, which is really interesting to me. Like, I love that they're tactically pulling them apart. Because you found out, like, when Manchester City beat Crystal Palace, like, 5-1 or something. And Hertzler, I think the manager is, he did an interview and he was like, we'll be back. And Pep better not try all that again. Because if he does, we'll be ready. And he tried the same stuff again. And it didn't work. And Crystal Palace went and won the FA Cup, which is insane. And now we're facing them in the Community Shield. And I am actually genuinely worried that we might lose. Which is crazy, because we have 4 multi-$100 million signings. And we are a good club that just won the Premier League. And I'm scared that we may lose to them. So Crystal Palace have a lot of quality going on. Obviously not enough to challenge or anything, but I think they're certainly improving. I think there may be a very Nottingham Forest R figure in this season that obviously Nottingham Forest were last season. In my 10, I'm putting Fulham. I think that they are a high quality side. They're easily underestimated, but you know they sneak up on you. They very easily sneak up on you, and they. Yeah, I think 10 is appropriate. Direct mid-table. As for the 9, now I've got a specific. I have just pointed to it, but I've got a very specific club that I want to save. So I'm gonna put Brighton in the 9. Yeah, they're just a very mid-table club. Very similar to Fulham in that they're very easily underestimated, and then all of a sudden you play them and you're like, oh, that's right. Because they beat Arsenal last season, and they were going on a generational run at the start of that season. And yeah, I think they can pull something out of the bag. Nothing too crazy up here, but yeah, again, like they're easily underestimated, and they will prove themselves. Now number 8. Hot take. I'm going to say AFC Bournemouth. It's one of those things. You're like, oh, cool, it's Bournemouth. Cool, I can sleep through the game. And then you wake up and you've lost. And it's like, huh? How did that happen? Bournemouth, baby. Bournemouth are a really good side, actually. I am terrified of them whenever we play them. Even though, again, they're easily underestimated. But I am terrified of them every single time we play them, because I know that it's going to be a tricky game. Now, getting into the juicy stuff. The Conference League to UCL spots. Conference League, I'm going to put Brentford. Now, a little bit of bias is showing because they have 2 former Liverpool players on their side, right? They have Jordan Henderson, which is a crazy good signing. I haven't heard much from Jordan Henderson in the Saudi League, other than that he hated it. And I don't pay much attention to Ajax, I won't lie to you. But Quivin Kelleher, bro. Holy crap. I'm gonna pull like that guy for a minute. If Brentford pulls Quivin Kelleher, Liverpool doesn't need to get ready. Manchester City doesn't need to get ready.
The world has to get ready.
Because, oh my god, Quivin Kelleher is such a good signing, bro. And I'm so sad that we let him go. Because every single time he played for us, He was absolutely incredible, and he put in 110%. So Brentford, genuinely make him your first keeper because he will literally let in nothing. It's insane, bro. It's not fair. Like, I love Queevy Kelleher so much. And we let him go. Oh, that's so annoying. But I think, yeah, in the same Jose Mourinho vein, you concede no goals, you lose no games, and that man right there will concede very, very few goals. Dare I say a Golden Glove, this season. Dare I say it. All right, Europa League. I'm gonna put Aston Villa. I made a stupid prediction and I was like, "Ooh, Aston Villa wins the Premier League," or some random nonsense last year, and I realized that I just didn't play my cards right and I did it wrong. But we're not gonna do that this year. Aston Villa, I think they're playing Europa League this season, and I think they'll qualify Europa League next season. Now, these four are very, very tricky because they all have good days and bad days. Obviously, Newcastle, I can't underestimate them these days. Being a Liverpool fan, I underestimated them in the Carabao final and then woke up and we lost. So, I don't want to underestimate them too much. That being said, I know where I want to put Arsenal, which means Chelsea will finish 5th in the Premier League, which, to be fair, Europa League sounds bad. I know that sounds bad, but it's 5th overall. The fifth most successful club this season. Like, you look at that and you're like, all right, you'd take that, and that's also considering they don't do well in the Champions League or whatever other competitions they're in, right? I'm gonna put Newcastle 4th because they're scary. They're very, very scary. They've got that Saudi money, but they will be giving us Alexander Isak. So thank you. Yeah, 4th. They're very, 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 very good. Very, very good. I think in terms of quality, they are better than Chelsea. Even though Chelsea won the Club World Cup, I don't care. Bro, what was that PSG performance? That could be a whole nother video in and of itself. But yeah, I think Newcastle on their day beat Chelsea. At both of their heights, I think Newcastle beat Chelsea. Which means, in my mind, table-wise, I think they beat Chelsea in the table. That being said, I think Arsenal finally break their record of consecutive second places and place 3rd. Arsenal will place 3rd this season. Manchester City, they had their time to capitulate, and it was looking like they were contesting for Conference League, and I was laughing my head off, and then they came 3rd, and I was like, oops. So we're not gonna underestimate them this time. And we're just gonna put Arsenal 2nd and Arsenal 3rd. My apologies, and Manchester City. Let me put them 2nd. There we go. Manchester City's time, I think, is over. I think. Look, Kevin De Bruyne leaving Manchester City. On top of you got Kyle Walker. I don't think Rodri's gonna come back the same. And look, their current signings, I think Cherky, there was Ait Nouri, Reinders. They haven't shown me much yet. Look, I don't see much coming from them. And then obviously champions, where we got it, Liverpool FC, LFC baby. YNWA, LFC baby, right? There is my Premier League table. There you go. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. And let me know if I have W ball knowledge or L ball knowledge in the comments. That being said, thank you very much for watching. up the FC, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.